Hey guys, welcome back. Graham here again. This is Jahnoi. He's joining me today for the Lab Box video we're going to do. So if you don't know, Lab Box was a Kickstarter they launched about 2 years ago. Is that right?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and they just started shipping 2 or 3 weeks ago. But luckily,
I did.
Jahnoi, he bought one of these and he just got it. So he was kind enough to ask me if we wanted to do a video on that together. And of course I had to say yes, because I'm very curious about this. So we are actually going to develop both 35 and 120, right?
Yes. Cinestill, XX.
Okay.
And Lomography, Lady Gray.
Yes. The Lomography Lady Gray 400, which we pushed to 800.
Yeah.
The weather started pouring as soon as we started doing this video, so we couldn't do anything outside. Kind of killed our indoor light. We shot this on the Mamiya RB67.
Which I messed up a few shots.
So this will be interesting to develop because we're still trying to figure out exactly how. So there'll be a little bit of guesswork, but it should
turn out great.
Yeah, it's black and white, so it's not a huge difference. Yeah, as far as it's not as delicate as shooting and developing color film. So with the Lab Box, a few things that I'm very curious about is with this setup, if you're used to using a Patterson tank, with a Patterson tank, obviously you can agitate the film.
Yes.
Up and down, and of course you can do more than one roll at a time. Well, you compared it as to what? Carousel
and a Ferris wheel?
Carousel, yeah, which is, I think, is a great comparison. So this is a Ferris wheel, meaning the film goes like this, and then your chemicals are going to sit up to the ridge here. With a Patterson tank, it's more like this, and it's set up as a carousel, and you can have 2 rolls of film inside the canister. And also with agitation, I feel like you get more agitation out of it because you can shake it back and forth.
True.
Which
is when I use the Patterson tank, it's an awesome system. It's just that sometimes it's frustrating because, well, I'm a beginner in developing my own film, so I'm still trying to figure out what is the best solution for me.
So that's one thing I'm curious with, because with this, I feel like you won't get as much agitation. The film reel is pretty much the same as a Patterson tank, so the spacing is going to be very similar. So I'm just wondering how well it's going to be. I'm sure this is stuff they ran through in developing this product and things like that. So, but I am curious with that. The benefit of this, of course, is that you don't need a dark bag.
True. You don't need a dark bag, which is pretty awesome because, again, as a beginning film developer, it's like, okay, I need to buy all this extra stuff. With this, it's more like, oh, I just put my film here and do what I need to do. And
you haven't developed on this yet, have you?
No.
Okay.
I got it, make sure everything came with it, I set it up, and now it's here.
So this is going to be interesting for all of us. So if it screws up, first of all, I blame Jahnoi, and then secondly, don't get too upset with us because we're just
starting.
We're guessing. We're just going to airmail it. You know, I heard you should probably read the instruction manual. He did, I didn't, so it's kind of like a 50-50. We're just going to go with it, see how it works. Another thing with this, I will say though, is that you can load the film directly in here.
Yeah.
You don't fiddle around with your hands in a dark bag, which I think is kind of nice. The packaging looks great. We'll show some close-ups of that here in a minute. But inside this, we of course have the Lab Box, which comes with your standard 35mm. What's the attachment called? Just the film?
Just the 35.
Film tank, box.
Light film tank.
Light film tank, light box, film box, whatever. But it comes with your standard 35. Jahnoi, being the smart man that he is, got the 135 and the 120, which is nice. So it's really actually, I was just fiddling with it earlier, and of course now I can't get it open. There we go.
What I do find is like it's really tight, so you don't have to worry about light leaks or anything. So that's one great thing.
Yeah, that is something I was curious about because it's not like a Patterson where you twist it on, it's super tight. And there's actually a space in here for liquid, so there isn't any light leaks, but there is a passageway in here that's not sealed off. But it's actually quite easy to take off this 35mm backing. There you go, it's off, and then it just snaps on, or you can put the 120 on, and then snaps back on. I promise.
Let's give it a minute.
This thing work? Hey, there we go. All right, this is where your chemicals are going to go in. So Jahnoi actually shot a roll of Cinestill. What did you shoot on this roll?
Like 200 speed, Cinestill XX.
The 120 we just shot earlier today, actually like 10 minutes ago. Just portraits of the both of us and just some random stuff, a typewriter, cameras, things like that. Just kind of test out this box. I will say though, I am curious how it does color. That's probably something I want to do in the future. All right, so we got our chemicals. We have the little film reel thing that you could buy as an add-on. Jahnoi, again, being the smart man he got. And I'll link his stuff down below, his Instagram, YouTube in the works. So I'll link his stuff down below. But yeah, so we are gonna get into this and see how it goes. All right, so I had to change camera angles there a little bit. All right, so first steps, pop this open.
Box open.
So for chemicals, we did use Cinestill, but we used the powder.
Yeah, we used the powder black and white development monobath. It's my third time using it. It's a great product.
Shouldn't be too much difference than just ordering the liquid, but just so you know what we're using and how that works out. Pop the lid off here. It's got, of course, the Lab Box logo there.
There's two other colors. There's a black and a green. Wanted the black one, but
sold out. It was more expensive?
No, it wasn't even more expensive. Same price. We're gonna use this film meter catcher first. Actually,
setting you up for failure. No, I want you to do it.
This close. Alright. First, we slide it in. Slide one piece back, and then you're supposed to hear a click. Click. Alright, we're gonna try this a little later. But let's try this again.
We'll cut this part out.
Yeah. Pull the lower tab up. Roll to a click. Push back in. Pull out.
All right, that wasn't too bad. Heard the click. That's pretty easy.
Scissors?
Scissors. You know what's great about these scissors? They're left-handed scissors. You know they make those? Left-handed people.
Put this into the film tank. Canister goes in, and then the film has to go underneath the bars.
Both bars or in between them?
No, both bars. Okay, this is where we are right now. There's a clip that we have to attach the film to. Try to make the clip attach the middle as best you can, and then press down. Make sure that everything fits the leader on the film track.
So we have our film there and the little bay for it, and then it's underneath the two bars, and then fed right into that little spool thing there.
Now, since it's closed off, we crank it until the film's out of the canister and it stops moving forward. So crank it up, keep on going.
Sounds like death. Sounds like a haunted house.
That's it. It's not going anywhere.
Huh? Yeah. That can't be it. You wound it all already?
Yeah.
How many shots are on this roll?
It's supposed to be 30 seconds.
It took you 2 seconds to roll it?
I guess. That's it.
All right.
So here we go. That's it. As we said, we did Cinestill Monobath. It's a great company, also a great system.
Just let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
We ran to Walmart super last minute to get this. I couldn't find my other stuff, so we just went out and bought one. And this is what they had. It looks bad, I know, but let's just move past it and deal with it.
But again, as you pour slowly so it doesn't overflow too much. Black and white double X. So 76. We're going to go 4 minutes for box speed.
This will be fun. Stay tuned. Just having like elevator music going on right here or something, you know? Yeah. 35, 40 seconds. It's great. I got a lot of plants in here. There's 18 different plants in my bedroom.
18?
18 plants in my bedroom. Probably a good thing you upgraded to the spinner, the crank. Yeah.
Anybody else shot Lady Gray? Please leave a comment. Tell us what you think about it.
You've used the Lomography Black and White Lady Gray 400 speed film. Let us know.
With good thing with Cinestill, you could reuse it up to 16 times, 16 rolls, whichever comes first, or 2 months. Then you have to get rid of it.
If it's stored properly, airtight container, and a container that fits, you don't want a lot of airspace because that can mess with your chemicals and things like that. Somebody's gonna rip me a new one for doing this. I know you are. All right, so let's see how this came out. That was kind of quick. 4 minutes.
There's a caveat with Cinestill. I totally forgot about this. After the first development time, you have to add 15 seconds next time you use it.
Because of the use of the chemicals.
Yeah. So by the time you get to row 16, it will be 8 minutes versus 4. Cranks out.
Was that pretty easy to snap that bad boy out?
Yes, it is.
All right, so we'll do a close-up of this here in a second, but it looks pretty good. All right, so with this roll of film you shot, it was Cinestill 400?
Actually, it's 250. Okay, so. It's a mix. If I'm outside during the daytime, it will be ISO 200. If it's inside, in tungsten light will be 250.
You shot this on the Canon AE1 or AE1 program. Which was it?
AE1 program.
And you've used it plenty of times, so the metering is accurate, all that kind of stuff. So, so this should be a pretty accurate representation. Next up, we're going to develop this roll of 120 that we just talked about. We shot this with the Mamiya RB67, which I have used before. It's one of the ones I just recently got in a purchase. We'll talk about it another time.
Why that camera?
Why did I get that camera?
Yeah.
Because I got a good deal on it. All right, so now we're going to start developing the 120 and show you kind of how that process works. It's very similar to the 35. So for the 35 mil, this is what you use in there. It kind of guides the film through here as you wind it into the tank for developing. And then for 120, I believe it just, oh, cool. It's got a little, but so yeah, let's go ahead and start developing the 120. So we had to figure out a few details with the 120, but I think we figured it out.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out. It's a little different, obviously, because you have to separate the paper from the film in the canister before you can then load the film, well, while you're loading the film into the tank for development. So it's different than 35 mil. I would definitely recommend watching the how-to video before you just jump right in there and throw your film in there with paper.
Also, before you even watch a video, read the instructions.
Basically, we're putting it into the canister backwards from what we put in the 35 millimeter film, so it's going to come out the back.
So
right.
we want to separate the paper from the film itself.
Yeah. Do you know what you're doing?
No.
You ready?
No.
No?
Open the 120 module like that. Drop it in. Close it back up. Then we pull the paper through. Until we reach one, there's a little resistance. We're going to close the lab box and we tear this paper off. Hopefully we did everything right.
Hopefully. Paper's off.
Paper's off.
Didn't pull out the film with it, so that's a good sign.
That's a good sign. There we go. It looks good so far.
Okay, cool. So it kept the film from sliding out.
Oh yeah, we could rip this off. So we'll try to get all the tape and papers. And like the 35 millimeter, we attach the film to the clip. Continue development.
Make sure it's centered. Yeah.
Make sure it's centered. Close back up. Cover. Since I did it.
Oh. Now I have to open the canister that the film was locked in. Hear it going. Wow, that's smooth. It's nice, quick.
Yeah.
Chemicals.
Chemicals.
Yeah. All right, so it's 400 speed, the film, and then
4 minutes and 15 seconds to develop with our chemicals at a constant agitation.
Because we shot it at
800.
800.
800.
So we're developing it as what film?
Tri-X.
As Tri-X. But it's the Lomo film, but Tri-X, based upon what Jahnoi has looked at, seems to be the closest for what we want to get out of it. Yeah?
Yeah.
So let's see how that goes. So we emptied our chemicals, which are now green from this 120 film.
There's images on this thing.
Well, I hope there's images on this thing. I mean, the one of you came out okay. And the one of me sitting down, we can work with that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna hang these up. Might have developed it a little bit off. We'll have to look back at what we decided to go with and see where Jahnoi made a mistake.
I'll take that one.
But final notes on the lab box. What do you think?
I enjoy it.
We did look at pricing. I will say that this costs about $160, and that is without the 120 attachment. This is not the first of its kind as far as this design. The AGFA tank is similar to this, and it does have the two backings. That was from the 40s, 50s, 60s, depending on the model. It's a very, very similar. It's a little different. It actually gives you a meter on the side that we saw for how much chemicals you put in it. I think that's what it was for. That tank actually goes for about $80. However, they don't make those anymore.
No.
So you're buying it used, and it's old. It's an old system. And this one does have a few modern features, like the hand crank and everything, that do make it, I think, a little bit better option. But again, you have to decide whether it's worth the $60, $70 extra, or if you would rather just go with a Patterson tank and a black bag.
As I said, I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to give me a wider viewpoint of different films I could develop.
But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. It's a little bit different take. I'm glad I got to have somebody else on. Jahnoi got to come in. Glad he asked to be a part of this. So thank you for watching. Keep checking in. We have a lot more stuff coming your way, a lot more cameras that I've been cleaning, working on.
Yeah.
Jahnoi has gotten to see a few of them. He's not allowed to tell you what we're working on though. We have your Mamiya
645 Pro TL.
Mamiya 645 Pro TL. So that is probably something we'll do a video on in the future. Thank you for watching. Keep checking in. We'll see you next time.
Awesome. Bye.